The second-generation Subaru Crosstrek arrived in the North American market for model year 2018 with an all-new look and platform, a new 2-liter engine, a new 6-speed manual transmission as standard equipment, and a variety of upgrades to the all-wheel drive system and driver assistance packages. This second-generation Crosstrek also ran a new multimedia system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard from 2018 as well. This generation of Crosstrek rode a longer wheelbase which provided more room in the cabin. Rear seat legroom measures in at 927mm or 36.5 inches. That's a 28mm or 1.1-inch gain over its predecessor. Brand loyalty tends to be strong amongst Subaru owners, and if you're considering making the upgrade to the second-generation Crosstrek from a first-generation machine, you'll find a few notable differences. For instance, cargo volume with the seats folded flat is 6.5% better in the 2018 Crosstrek, but cargo volume with the seats up drops by 7%. Still, the overall available floor length in either seating configuration remains virtually identical. On wheelbase width and both front and rear track measurements, the 2018 Crosstrek grows by between 2 and 3 centimeters or roughly an inch in each dimension. Under the hood, look for a 2-liter flat 4-cylinder boxer engine with horsepower and torque pegged at 152 and 145 respectively. Transmission choices included a manual 6-speed or continuously variable transmission or CVT, and compared to the previous generation Crosstrek, fuel economy is highly comparable. Key competitors include the Honda HR-V, Volkswagen Taos, Jeep Renegade, Mazda CX-3, and Chevrolet Trax. So let's set you up with 5 tips to help make sure you find the best used Subaru Crosstrek possible for your dollar. Model year changes. So this generation Crosstrek covered 6 model years with a small number of notable updates applied during that period. For 2019, there were no major changes applied, other than updated infotainment system software that helped ensure a smoother and more fluid experience. For the 2021 model year, a larger 2.5-liter boxer 4-cylinder engine became available, offering shoppers a boost of 30 horsepower versus the basic 2-liter unit, for a total of 182. The more rugged outdoor version of the Crosstrek launched for 2021 as well, and included the 2.5-liter engine as standard. The front grille got a redesign, wheel designs were refined, and a heated steering wheel became standard on touring and sport models too. Fluid care and consumption. Check the engine oil following the instructions in the owner's manual. Ensure the vehicle hasn't been driven or pre-warmed just before your arrival. When checking the oil, note the level and condition and ask the seller to prove that they were consistent with oil changes by providing service records or receipts. According to the Crosstrek's owner's manual, engine oil consumption can be affected by factors such as transmission type, driving style, terrain, and temperature. Under a wide range of conditions, oil consumption can be increased, requiring a level check and possible engine oil top-off at every second fuel fill. Hard driving, engine braking, towing, long idle periods, and use in heavy traffic can all increase oil consumption, according to the manual. So if the oil consumption rate is greater than expected, it is advised to contact an authorized dealer for a further test. The Crosstrek's owner's manual says there's no need to check or change the fluid in either of the Crosstrek's available transmissions, though transmission inspections are recommended in the maintenance schedule. Some owners do choose to change their transmission fluid regularly, maybe every 50,000 kilometers, and though that's not required, it may help extend the life of the transmission and add confidence. Still note that the use of improper fluid to refill the transmission can result in damage or wear that's not covered by warranty, so if you choose to have the transmission fluid in your Crosstrek changed, always have the work performed in a dealer setting. Head unit problems. According to my research, some Crosstrek owners have experienced several issues with the infotainment system, especially on 2018 model year units. Most have not. In various owner discussions, trouble signs to be on the lookout for include static noises from the front dashboard speaker even when the car is off, an infotainment screen that goes blank when receiving an incoming call, a system that randomly crashes at startup, washed out colors in the on-screen display, Bluetooth connections that drop, and random system rebooting. Some owners say that several dealer visits were required to fix these issues acceptably. While carefully checking the Crosstrek's infotainment system on your test drive, be sure the backup camera works as expected when reversing, and confirm that all built-in navigation mapping software is up to date. You'll also want to confirm an adequate number of charging ports and power points, confirming that each works as expected as well. Auto start, stop, and battery. Some owners have reported sluggish operation, slow restarts, error messages, and non-functionality of the Crosstrek's idle/slashing auto start-stop system. Most have not. This restarts the Crosstrek's engine when the driver releases the brakes, which reduces wasteful idling. The engine should restart quickly in fractions of a second, and be up and running by the time your foot moves from the brake pedal back to the accelerator. Still, note the system is automatically disabled in certain situations, and the owner's manual has the full scoop. But if the engine is slow to restart, fails to restart, or restarts alongside a warning light or error messages, have the vehicle seen by a technician before you buy. In most discussions, problems like these tend to appear at 2 to 4 years old and are commonly linked to a weak or dying factory-installed battery. Power loss phenomenon. Some owners have reported a strange loss of power from the Crosstrek's engine in a very specific situation, most have not. If you notice this issue on your test drive, there could be something wrong with the engine, computer, or programming in the Crosstrek you're considering. According to one expert from the Subaru Crosstrek Owners Forum, you may be able to induce this problem by rolling into the throttle to about 40% application from 2,300 to 2,700 RPM under a heavy load, perhaps driving up a steep hill. Do this several times on your test drive, and if you feel a bog around 2,500 RPM, or if the throttle response seems to be almost non-existent for a moment, be sure to have the vehicle seen by a technician before you buy. Owners have reported that dealers are typically able to install updated software that tends to improve engine operation and fix this issue.